Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Bokka here. Welcome to the second episode of Art Room with Boom. We have my friend Michael here with us today. He goes
What's
by
happening?
Myc Dazzle, and yeah, he's a very good friend of mine, a very good artist, illustrator, and yeah, let's see, how the conversation go and tell us something about yourself.
Know something about myself?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I go by Mike Daz or Mike Dazzle. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, so illustration, graphic design, starting to play with video photography, dabbling in animation. Yeah, if it's something creative, I'm probably
yeah.
doing it or in some
Exactly.
way.
Exactly. Yeah, this is like probably the worst part of every interview or whatever, when somebody asks you to
Mm.
tell them something about yourself. So yeah, we got that out of the way. We
You
broke.
know, us artist types, we don't know how to do that too well. Not a
Exactly. Exactly. But
plain.
we broke the ice, definitely. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So where are you at the moment? You're a person that travels a lot, goes around a lot. So what's your place of living at the moment and creating? And
Yeah, I am in my hometown, St. Paul, Minnesota, and have been back for 8 months now, and probably sticking around for at least a year, maybe even longer, because I'm tired of moving. So,
yeah.
I might just make this home base. You feel me?
Yeah, talking to a lot of people, honestly, in these last few months, a lot of people are like, I'm going back to, my hometown and stuff. I don't know if it's, something in the air with all
Yeah.
the crazy things happening and stuff, but there's something definitely going on. And I feel you, I'm in Belgrade and, you know, going back to my hometown, once or twice a month
Mm-hmm.
feels good, but I'm still not there yet. To
Yeah.
want to come back because
Are you
sometimes
considering it?
I mean in a long term, yes. At the moment, it's just 2 or 3 days is great. After that,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to be repetitive. Like the
No, I feel you.
that movie.
That's the thing about home. It's too familiar sometimes. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
the thing is, I go back and I'm at my mom and dad's place, so I like not that I go back like geographically. I go back in time, like living with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Suddenly I'm
yeah. In
60
your old
years old.
bedroom. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. So if I moved out, it probably would have been different, but we're gonna see. Yeah, man. So let's touch some topics, that can be interesting to hear your input on. And yeah, tell me something about how moving around, because when we met in Paris, and it was crazy because like I just saw that you were there. We were friends on Facebook. I don't know
Yeah.
how or for what reason, but we probably connected through some
Yeah.
art, and we had some coffee. You moved to Belgrade, and learning something about you is that you're somebody that likes to travel a lot, and you're very outgoing and stuff. So tell me how all of that affects the art, how affects
Mhm.
inspiration, your everything.
Gotcha. Shout out to you because I wouldn't even move to Belgrade had we not had that conversation.
Yeah,
So,
I
you
remember
know,
when you
you
came for the
scared.
2 days. Yeah,
You know, I think it's important for artists to travel and get out of places that are familiar because I feel like there's only so much inspiration we can get from the familiar and what we're
exactly.
used to. Okay. So it was important for me to actually like, and as somebody who's just like interested in bigger things and like what it means to be human and what is our story that's going on here. I feel like being in America, you have a very specific story that you're told, and I needed to go experience and feel that and see that for myself.
Exactly.
Um, but I feel like I'm definitely a stronger artist. I'm a better like I wasn't a digital nomad until I left. That's like when I started really working for myself for real. So it forced me to learn my little business chops, forced me to get out of my comfort zone, start making ads, start trying to make money because working remote, once that shit dries up, it's just gone. So it's
Yeah.
like it kept me on my toes and kept me in like a high risk, high reward, mind state.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I mean, that's something, most of the people consider first when they, want to move or, do whatever is, the financial part, how am I gonna do it? Am I
Yeah.
gonna have enough work and everything? But Megan actually told me that I asked her about that, and she said, it just comes when you take a leap of faith. It's there. It's not always gonna
Things
be
start to make
easy,
sense.
but
Hmm.
most of the times it's gonna be worth it, because
Hmm.
I never lived anywhere, abroad. I traveled, not a lot, but I traveled more than maybe an average person does, and it definitely changes your mindset and everything, and it's
Yeah.
very helpful, especially for an artist, which we're doing everything for right now. People that are getting into this or maybe a lot of time into the business and are not finding themselves. So I think that's something that's
Mhm.
people should definitely try, and moving is a big step, but I think it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. So you lived in Belgrade, you lived in Paris, which is the one of the main cities of the world. You've been to Mexico, a lot of different
Mhm.
places. Uh, did any of those places maybe inspire you more than the others?
Um, I'll say being in Europe I'll say for different reasons. So like being in Mexico was inspiring and Guatemala was inspiring because the pace is much different. Like you actually have time to sit and go through your process and take your time and do that deep learning and study that's necessary
Mhm.
with the craft. And I feel like being in Europe and the pace of Europe and the aesthetic of Europe. Like it's just designed well. It's like it's inspiration around. It's just an old ass place
Yeah,
that I feel like every artist has gone on the journey to Europe. It's like something. It's like part of the past.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
being there and being part of that historical context and knowing that artists of the past have taken these same steps,
you took the words
uh,
out of my mouth. Yeah, just wanted to say.
yeah, was super inspiring, and the talent level. Like even being in Belgrade, like y'all's talent level is so ridiculously high. Like you guys are like good at everything. So
Yeah, thank you.
it's inspiring to be around folks with that kind of craft and work ethic tied to the culture.
Yeah, I mean, Europe is definitely different compared to a lot of other places. Everything inflows here when it comes to some things like that. But different places give you different opportunities. And in Serbia, for example, you you can connect with a lot of artists and everything, but getting the actual chances from big things that are happening in Europe or USA is a lot harder. Even
Hmm.
when there's internet, for some reason, it's different. But all things have different pros and cons. So
Hmm.
yeah. So what are you working on right now? You used to do children's books and everything. You can tell us
Hmm.
some of your projects that are going on right now. What's up?
So I recently took a job for a company. It's my first time having a employer in
Oh,
like
as
10
a full
years.
time, part
I
time?
got a full time, I got benefits, I got a
Oh,
salary.
nice. Okay.
So, but it's still creative. Like I'm a creative advisor for a commercial real estate and urban planning firm that my
Nice.
homies started. Like it's an all black firm. It's super dope.
Great.
Um, so that's freeing me up to actually think about what I want to do with my craft. Like the whole summer, I've just been saying yes to everything. Like I've done some random ass like breastfeeding campaigns. I did a no children in prison billboard. I did animation for COVID. I've done just random things that are all like tied to the community. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm not anti-community, but but that's just like a boring way to funnel my creative energy through. So I'm gonna be a part of an auction soon. That'll be my first time like actually like doing something that I want to do. So I'm conceptualizing that piece right now, and it's gonna have like a what do you call it? A collectible that's tied to it that'll be
Mhm.
3D printed. So that's exciting. It's like, oh, this like art. Like high. What do you call it? What do you call it when art's on another level? I'm blanking on the name.
Um,
I don't know.
Let me try to think, but yeah,
But
I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, and I want that to be tied to like I want to do my first show next year because I've never done a gallery. So I want to spend the winter working on some original pieces and just a whole. I want to build a world around um, the work that I'm going to be putting out over the next year. And yeah, and I'm pitching a cartoon
Dope.
to So
So a lot of
those are
things.
top of mind right now.
I think we
How
actually
about you, Baka?
there's a lot of things happening regarding my part of story. I don't know. I'm currently working a lot of you can say it's commercial work. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
some part-time, full-time gigs, which are
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like all the benefits and all, but I have some steady work coming in because
Yeah.
lately, I mean, I always have work, which is a good thing, but in the past few months, it got so crazy for me with chasing people to pay me, and
Yeah, bro.
they hit you up and they say, "Yo, we need this, cover or poster or whatever," and they don't get back at you for 3 months, and then when you're at peak with some other work, they're like, "Hey, can we do this?" And my stupid ass doesn't know how to say no.
Yeah,
So I
same,
got
bro.
yeah, got myself into all kinds of predicaments, but right now I'm trying to, make everything steady. So yeah, it's going good. I can't complain. Also, I'm trying to juggle with personal work, with
Hmm.
client work, but I guess you know also that it's not easy. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
you're using the same skill or the same energy. It's
Exactly.
hard to do that in two different places. You know what I'm saying? You spend it all over here, but what you got left? You
Yeah.
feel me? It's
So
exhausting.
yeah, at the moment, what would you say for yourself that you have like a good relation with the full-time job that you can focus on your own things, or is it hard? How?
I just started the transition, so it's like I started full time this month,
Hmm.
and so I was still saying yes to everything. Like this whole month, it's like I go to work, I get off work, and I start work. And it's been that way all month. So today actually was my first time. Like, you know what? I'm in the middle of a project, and I'm like, I'm not about to finish this. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this. Told the client before I talked to you, like, I'm not about to do this.
Yeah,
And I have a couple of other things that I'm like, I've said a soft yes to, but it's like, you know what? I think I'm about to say no, and make the full pivot to like, nah, when I'm not at work, I'm doing what I want to do for myself, whether that's wellness, like working out and meal prepping and like self care, or working on my craft the way I want to work on it. Because I'm also tired of like putting out work on these ridiculous ass timelines that I'm not proud of. It's
yeah,
like, I'm just it's like fast food. It's like I don't like
exactly.
doing it.
Yeah, I find myself in the same situations, man. But you know, sometimes I feel like when I talk to people, they're like, "Yo, we depend on you, and let's go, let's do it," and they give you this false sense of you have enough time, but you never
Yeah,
do it. Like in the back of your head, there's something that just, you know, bothering you, and you cannot, give your best work with it. I
yeah.
actually noticed that, when I mean, just talking about the opportunities on the team before this, the topic. Um, I'm from Serbia, but I got some good opportunities, to work with Sacramento Kings or
Mm.
Spotify recently, which was great. But for
You
Sacramento,
tight?
sorry,
I said you're tight.
Yeah, thank you. But it was like this crazy, almost 100 characters to do in a month and a half, or I mean, I pretty much did it in a month and a half, and then it took 3 months for them to approve everything, which was, nail biting. But
Yeah.
the actual, mind is blank right now. The actual quality that I can put out is not something that I can do, on 90 characters in a month. But it's good,
Right.
I'm still proud of how it came out. Or for Sacramento Kings, draw the whole roster in
Yeah.
3 days, in a complete
No.
scene, Thanksgiving or Christmas. But then came the
Uh,
job where I did like Buddy Hield for winning a 3-point contest, and looking at him score the last bucket to win it was like, oh my God, somebody's looking at me, and it looked
yeah.
so great. And
Yeah.
thankfully, it got to see the light of the day, man.
No, that's so fucking dope. No, I feel like, the thing that I tell myself is that when I'm constantly saying yes and there's like these ridiculous timelines, I'm like, this is me forcing myself to like I'm getting better because I'm applying this ridiculous ass pressure and this expectation that I have to do in this super tight line deadline. That's like I don't know if this is the pace that I'd work at if I was doing it by myself, doing it for myself. So it's like I know I've gotten better so much faster because of the constant yes, and the constant like playing this game. So I feel you.
Yeah, you got so good, like I mean, so good, like watching you evolve and everything with your own style, which is pretty much rare. A lot of people try to copy, different manga styles or whatever nowadays, but you have your own style, and it looks so great, man. And seeing it, in children's books on walls and everything, it's making me happy as a friend, and
Oh,
as an
thank,
admirer of your work. So hearing that
thank.
you, yeah, thank you. Hearing that you got a cartoon pitch, that's great. I want to see that, especially knowing you, like people who know you in person know that you're, very, how do you say it, like in English, like I'm sure,
Animated.
yeah, yeah, exactly, that you're gonna make it so great and enjoyable to watch. It's gonna be very much alive. So I'm rooting for you. I'm not gonna
Thank
ask
you.
you what's it gonna be, but if you
I
can,
don't even know yet.
you don't know.
I have to do. I need to work on that in the next 2 weeks.
I think
Uh,
we talked about it, like when you were in Belgrade, about making like the actual cartoon about some
mhm,
animals in house, or
mhm.
I think it was about pets that get alive
So,
when the owners leave, but they're like very politically active and
mhm.
talking about
I
all kinds
remember
of
there
stuff.
being a pigeon involved, right?
Yeah, some stuff like that. Yeah, I think that he was supposed to be the revolutionary, like he was gonna come
Hmm.
on the window and you know tell
Yo,
the other
yo,
pets all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
what's
it was.
happening in the real world?
Yeah, exactly. You remembered, man. That would be
Uh,
insanely good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
actually have a question. Because I've never been able to. So I've like worked predominantly with like nonprofit government entities. Like that's been where I've been stuck.
Mhm.
How did you get these more corporate gigs like Spotify and the Kings? And how do
Um,
you find those things?
I would like to be a person that is smart enough to say that I worked towards it, but it was pretty much an accident. And for Sacramento Kings, it was my girl actually who led my Twitter page, because I
Mm-hmm.
all I used to do was argue with people about football and basketball, which was not good. But she found a page where she found that somebody was like, post your favorite sports illustrations, and she posted mine, and some Sacramento Kings fans actually saw it, but their digital marketing team was active on Twitter, so they hit me up, and I couldn't believe it, like that happened. So they came back to me for these uh, low time, high amount of work jobs. And for Spotify, actually, Spotify Rap Caviar was the collaboration. I'm not sure how they found me. I think it's either on Instagram or on
Hmm.
Behance, like some also accidental stuff. But
Hmm.
you
So
know,
put your work out there and you'll
yeah,
get discovered.
definitely put your work out there. Although right now it's very hard. Like I'm thinking to myself, I posted some stuff recently. I don't post much on Instagram, but it's like the algorithm is killing you. Like if you're not confident in your abilities and you're just starting and you get 50 likes in
Like,
12 days, then you're gonna be like, am I doing this right? So I think you
uh,
should definitely put it out there, but feeling pressured to post all the time, it's
you
tough on
remember
an
the good
artist.
old days when you just used to get engagement?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so
You,
hard to get engagement now, dude.
yeah. Literally have to make people, do stuff. But I mean, I don't know. It's the way it goes. We have to find, different ways to do it. I remember I used to use Tumblr and I post an illustration there and it gets like 15,000 reposts in a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's when I felt the best in my life. Like I'm not gonna lie, everything that you do, the good jobs and everything is great. But when people, just repost your stuff and they actually love it, that
Yeah.
that's one of the best feelings. So
That's what we need.
yeah, do you use
Uh,
TikTok? You on TikTok?
I am, but I haven't been posting on social media in probably like a smooth 8 to 9 months, just because I felt like I wasn't posting with intention. And I feel like this is the era where it's like you need to be posting with a purpose in mind and like a whole thing sculpted around it if you really want to grow your account. So I've been like hitting pause. I know what that is.
Yeah.
How about you? You
Uh,
transition video?
I mean, honestly, I'm not posting much. I'm not using TikTok at all. I created the account, but I just can't find myself there. I'm constantly being pressured by my girlfriend
Mm,
to do it, but having all the work and you know things that are happening in life, I just don't find time to even post on Instagram. But
it's a
I think
job.
it's a definitely, yeah,
It takes so much time to post.
yeah.
It's like, you
Exactly.
know?
I mean, even if you post once a month, it's like you didn't post at all. Like that,
Yeah.
only thing I post is stories and stuff like that, but even that is like, I don't know.
Yeah. Technically, you're supposed to be posting 2, 3 times a day, and that's like minimal, you
Yeah,
know? So,
yeah. But I always felt like I was milking it, when I post an illustration and then in an hour I post like details or the other way around, whatever.
mhm,
It's, I don't know. I never felt natural doing it, so I guess it never kicked off for me in that way. But I'm
mhm,
thankful, a lot of people find me through Instagram, which is
mhm,
great. But that's also some I think that has brought us a lot of good. But you have to be careful with it. I wanted to talk to you about it that as well. The thing that social media can give you so much, exposure and everything. But if it goes a wrong way for a while, it can give you so much self-doubt that
yeah,
you might even
yeah,
quit, you know.
yeah. Like if you put too much of your self worth as an artist on engagement, and like the internet is mean. So like you can post something and they'll just like go in on you, like
Yeah.
like oh, jeez. Especially if it's something like say you're recreating one of their beloved characters.
Yeah.
You fuck that up, they will go in on you, bro.
Yeah.
I redid the androids from Dragon Ball Z. I think I might have deleted the post because it's like, oh, y'all's killing me right now. I didn't delete it on Instagram. I deleted it on Facebook because it was going. It was getting a lot of attention in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, I feel it. I
I'm
feel it. I mean, it happened to
out
me
here.
once. It wasn't too bad, but it's crazy how people are gonna, go out of their way and comment. a negative thing or something to make fun of you.
Mhm.
While if it was good, they would be like, okay, I'm gonna like this, and yeah, let's move on.
Mhm.
I think I did J Rock and J Cole. Um, Out of sight, out of mind. They had a song together, so I just created a nice scene and everything. And everybody was saying like, "Yo, this is Ghost from Power. This is not J Rock." And I'm like, "Okay, I might have, not gone
Right.
the best way, but this is really important. Like, look at everything else." Or
Right.
I actually did like a thing that was actually a big mistake. I drew J Cole in short socks, like the ones that you just put on.
Oh,
Like, yo,
yo. It could be the smallest shit, bro.
yeah, they roasted me on that one. So, but yeah, you learn the hard way always, and
You ever had your art stolen?
oof, many times I actually gave up on
There's
fighting
no
it.
way to there's no way to police it, bro. It's like if you're gonna turn my shit into a shirt, do it. Folks be making bread though.
Yeah,
Like when I
that,
go and see how much some of these Etsy joints that got my stuff on it is making, it's like
it
I
got
ain't
me
never put this
depressed.
on there.
I saw,
Here's like I never put my shit on a shirt, but you did, and you made bank.
yeah, it's crazy that happened to me because I have a Redbubble store. Go to my Redbubble store, guys, and buy some stuff. Just kidding. This is
Yeah.
not an ad. I had a Redbubble store and I found some guys taking my stuff there, and you can get like their income. I think they sent me
Mhm.
how much they earned, and they earned more than me. And they posted less artwork than I did and everything.
Bro,
And all I got was they just deleted their pages. And actually, I think they gave me their info that I could sue them and everything. But I was like, I mean,
what a
it's not
word.
that much that it's worth suing somebody or, but
Is your
yeah,
red bubble still lucrative?
not as much. Yeah, but
Hmm.
I didn't upload as many artworks recently. I don't pay much attention to it, but it drips a little bit, on the side, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You get a nice lunch out of it,
Right.
or even a dinner on better months. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I got like photos of my art in printed in Asia, in Africa. I even found it in my hometown in fucking Serbia. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's I'm walking in the store and I ask a woman like, "Where did you get this?" And she got scared because she thought I was like an inspector or something. But I'm like, "No, I just drew this and they stole it from me." And she was like, "Oh my God, you want to sue them? I can give you the info." I'm like, "Nah,
That's not
it
good.
doesn't even matter." But yeah, it happens, and it's
Yeah.
something that you cannot fight. What about you? You had some stuff stolen?
Yeah, I've had some stuff stolen. It's usually I've only done like one legit piece of fan art, maybe a couple, but it's like there's one in particular that consistently gets stolen, which is my baby's kid's design,
Hmm.
which is it's like that's fine, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's one of the first things that pop up when you go on Google, so of course you're gonna
Yeah,
steal it.
yeah, of course. I mean, it's kind of a just a way of paying respect to what we do, even if it's
Yeah,
wrong, but they don't
yeah,
see
you
anything.
like it, right?
The worst guys, like I can understand people hustling on those print shops and everything. They're getting paid, and is the way to do it. But one thing I hate is that they're often like very rude. They don't even say sorry,
Yeah.
they're rude. Like I would let you go if I mean I live
If
in
you
Asia
just
too. And
said my bad, bro.
yeah, but the worst guys are the ones on Instagram that take all. They have like 50 different artists in their Instagram. They take all
Hmm.
of their art, post on one page, like it's all different styles and everything, and
Hmm.
then they offer cover art and stuff, and people come to them. They take the money, they say bye bye, block you, and they move on. And there are so many of them, and they're
Yeah.
always rude. Uh, but I got
Yeah.
jobs through them actually because they hustled with my art. They got hustled. People, came to
Find
me
the
and
real
said,
artist.
"Yo,
Exactly.
the guy hustled me for this." So I gave them a little bit of a discount because I'm a nice guy. But
Look.
it's crazy that people don't have that, just sense of
No,
feeling that something is off with,
yeah, it's like some folks who are like legit parasites. It's like I don't know how you're built like that or what made you like that, but I don't
yeah,
even understand.
yeah. But as long as they're, fish, there will be fishermen. So,
Yeah, facts. So what are you trying to do with your art? Like, I know you're in this commission game strong. Do you have an end game for your personal stuff?
um, I don't know. I also worked on a cartoon, but it was supposed also, to feature, rappers and celebrities and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
it was pretty dope. But doing it alone is very hard. So I don't know. I'm trying to transition into maybe painting like on canvas and real stuff.
Same.
Cause yeah, but I mean, even when I have time, I don't have time. So I guess that's gonna have to wait. But that's something that I would like to do, and then maybe make expo of everything, like even digital, and that to show the the evolution of
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So
I did my first painting this year and it was crazy. It's like, how is this my first painting?
yeah,
Like that's embarrassing as an artist.
yeah. So how did you like see all of this nonsense, if I can say that? But might not be nonsense, but all of this AI stuff. How do you look at it? Did it affect you? Um, what?
Yeah. I feel like when it popped on the scene, like part of I could say AI is part of the reason I'm back in the Twin Cities. Like I was soon as there was like a very real um what would you call it? Um correlation between when my gigs dried up and when AI came out.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, so this has been a slow month. Oh, it's been a slow 2 months. Oh, it's been a slow 3 months. Can I eat tomorrow?
My God! And those
so,
guys that created that app for profile photos were like throwing money around.
yeah, man. And it's like it does what I could never do in 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like it's incredible and only getting more and more incredible. You know what I'm saying? And you can choose what style you wanted to do it in. you know?
Yeah,
Um, so I feel like it brings more people. Like if you're talking about barriers to entry in regards to like storytelling, I feel like it gives a lot of people an easy gateway into uh, need if you're not so I don't know, bro, how to explain it. It's low hanging fruit for folks who want to focus on like story and the cultivation of that story first
hmm,
without having to like go through it. Like hiring us is expensive as hell.
yeah,
Like a lot of people will never be able to afford us. And for folks like that, it's like, okay, now I can have access. But I feel like it's, I feel like artists have to think about why they're creating and what they're creating much more now. Like I
exactly.
feel like all those little like easy things, like even album art is like,
Yeah,
you're probably not gonna get hit up for album art that often. You're not gonna get hit up for these things that AI can do better. So like, how do you want to use your craft?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's what I wanted to say. I mean, I think at first when everything just like exploded, I think it was. I mean, I still think it's a novelty, but I think the hype dried down because in the end, all of the stuff started looking the same.
You can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that AI wouldn't, accept the being fast part. Will never be able to do what an artist can do, especially with those hands with 17 fingers or stuff.
Yeah.
The glitch
Yeah.
identity. But I feel that it's definitely here to stay, and it's gonna evolve. It's probably gonna, become a lot better than it
Yeah.
is now. But it still takes inspiration from real artists.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to get regulated on, just taking a style from a person and learning from it. But it also, on the other hand, makes you get better. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be an
And
easy thing for people to say, okay, I'm gonna write something. I have a nice idea. It's going to come out, and people are going to like it, and it's going to look crazy. But
hmm
in the end, that's
yeah,
not the point. So
yeah. Like I saw somebody say, AI isn't going to replace people. People using AI is going to replace people and letting
yeah,
it line their process. And I'm not even going to lie. Like I've been using it like a motherfucker. Like I've used it to help me conceptualize
yeah,
logos. I've used it to help me conceptualize layouts. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been using it as an alternative reference tool. You
yeah.
know.
It can work good for concepts, and stuff.
hmm
I think it's a good tool. We have a saying here in Serbia, like. Uh, I'm not sure how actually, I'm not gonna say it because I'm not sure if it's the right way. So people are gonna laugh here at me if I say it wrong. But yeah, it can be a powerful tool, But if we use it the wrong way, it can
Yeah.
disrupt things a lot. I don't know. Like at first, while I didn't know what was art and what was AI, I was
Mhm.
like, how did these guys get this good?
Yeah.
Like almost.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, but in the
Uh,
end, it was when I realized it's actually AI, a computer
mhm.
making stuff. I was like, okay, I understand, but it's gonna
Mhm.
blow out, and I think it
Yeah.
did to a certain extent. But
Uh, I do think it's dangerous. Like even if you move past the artistic implications, like what ChatGPT is capable of doing, and platforms like it. Like kids are using it in schools. Like folks aren't really writing
yeah,
shit no more. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Folks are. You can. I was watching a video the other day where you can use it to backdoor, like create code to help you backdoor into things. Like there's just a lot of ways in which you can't control
Oh,
how people use it,
yeah,
and it's only just beginning. Like it's already here, and we don't even know what it's going to look like by 2030. And that's the
exactly.
part that's terrifying for me. Or even like I could steal your voice and it sounds just like you. I could steal your face. I could steal your face and your voice.
Yeah,
And nobody will know, bro. And that shit is, how do you regulate that? And what does that
exactly,
look like when people like those parasites we were just talking about get their hands on that kind of
exactly.
stuff? You
It's
know?
crazy that especially with negative things, if somebody does something, with somebody's likeness, you can prove it's wrong, but the damage that it can do, it will be beyond repairing uh,
Yeah.
very quick. So it's
Yeah.
definitely dangerous, and some regulation might have to take place.
Mm,
But will it? I
mm.
don't know.
I doubt it. I doubt it. How do you do it? Like, did you see the article about somebody used the voice one, called somebody's parents, and was like, "Hey, I forgot my social security number. Could you send it to me?" But they thought they would talk to the kid, and they gave it to him. You feel me? And it's like, how you regulate that?
Yeah, exactly.
Besides saying people can't use it, besides literally taking it away, but it's already been here. So
Yeah, I mean, right now you cannot take it away. Like
it's
it's
open source.
it's stored. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's stored in somebody's computer. So you know
yeah,
it's uh, it's dangerous, and everything that's happening right now. I'm just afraid that it's gonna take the creativity away from kids. When
yeah.
that's the wrong thing, because I talk to a lot of young people now, and whenever I show them what I do or what we talk about, what app do you use, they all think you just click stuff and it happens. And if that part of their brain is blocked to create,
Yeah,
what are they going to do? What are they going to be? So
exactly.
that's
If
a
it's
dangerous
already taken
precedent.
out of school and then access to it is easier, it's like you don't have to learn it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know how to write. You don't know how to create a problem solve. It's a very important skill in life. You
Exactly.
know, not
But
even just for like creativity, but just like
yeah, 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 for everything.
life.
But the problem with us humans is that in general, we face problems only when they become big problems. We don't
Hmm.
look much into the future, and I don't think that people are evil. I think that people are stupid, and they see something is bringing in money. They're not even going to look into what it's going to do in, 30 years. It's hard to even, say, but still, yeah, we're facing new problems now. When you have
Yeah.
a kid that has everything in the palm of his hand, you don't need to teach him, what battle was at 315 and 1498.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
he doesn't have any, need to learn that right now. In that way, he can know like the why it happened,
Hmm.
the beginning and the end of it, but making him learn the dates and everything is not
Hmm.
not
So that is
needed.
important.
Yeah, so we're
I've
gonna
been
have to
talking to. No, go ahead.
we're gonna have to
Uh,
solve new problems soon.
hmm.
So
I've been talking to a lot of educator homies, and because everything's been so easy, like kids don't really know math no more. Like they're thinking about teaching like algebra and shit later. It's like it's they got what do you
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
like,
Yeah, I talked to a teacher recently, the math teacher, and he is involved with like the state regulations and stuff like that. So, he's saying to make a change in a school system, it takes like 7 or 8 years. So it's already late for a few generations now.
you know.
But he, goes to those conventions in Europe and everything. And he says those like Scandinavian kids are aliens, like they're on the next level, while our kids are like way behind them, like the
Hmm.
way and what we learn and the
Hmm.
so I guess that we're gonna have to
Y'all's leaps and bounds ahead of America. I know that.
yeah.
We're fucking remedial over here, bro.
I just saw a video where they like wanted to say happy birthday to a teacher, and they brought like a bag to school with a bomb in it. Well, not a real bomb, of course. And then like the fake cops came in and they were looking at it and they brought out a cake. And I'm like, yo, ain't no way if this happened
Read the
here.
room.
Yeah. If this happened here in Serbia, we would be doing like additional Saturday classes to fill this 30 minutes that we lost on this shit. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, America was probably ahead, of the world for some times, but then, that meme like tough times create strong people create
Yeah.
uh, easy times, and then easy times create
Hmm.
weak people. Although sometimes I hate it because it's being overused and cliche. It is kind of
Hmm. It's kind of, it's facts. We have not built a strong generation of folks for some time. You know, like 40
yeah.
years.
Boomers are right now doing this.
you know?
I told you so. I told you so.
Yeah. Look at these kids.
Yeah, yeah. Our generation is somewhere in the middle, where we
Yeah.
both saw like the old way of life, and we still learn to use the new things. So we know, we can see the dangers and stuff.
Hmm.
The older generations are older generations. Nothing is good for them. Like nothing
Nothing.
was good for the previous generation before them. But the new generations, they're completely oblivious to a lot of things, which
Yeah.
might be good in the end. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe it's good not to know. You have you know everything, but it's like you don't know anything.
Exactly.
Maybe that's
I feel
a good
like
thing.
these younger generations, I'm always, looking at what they're doing and stuff, and there are some brilliant minds in it, like brilliant
No,
artists. I cannot lie.
no.
Like the way
There's
they
so much.
they learn quickly. That's one thing.
Hmm.
When they they learn quickly. They go easy, and
Hmm.
they are. very, outgoing, and they
Hmm.
just go and create. So,
I think all the time, like, what would our generation be like had we had access to things like YouTube and shit? Like you can go on here and learn whatever you want at any moment.
yeah,
Like we had to like search in very ridiculous ways to learn the skills that we have now. You know, we had to look in books and shit.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like,
But I remember, I had some art books, when I was a kid. I still have them now, and the things that I saw there left a big mark on me, which is something I'm very thankful for.
yeah,
But you know, I feel that the internet is definitely going to get regulated at one point. To when this we still haven't seen like the full effect of it when people grow up on it, but I
yeah,
think it's going to get regulated in a way where you won't be able to access most parts of it until you're 18 and you have an ID, which
right,
is maybe against the whole thing internet is supposed to be. But seeing
right,
what people write there without you know any responsibilities, I don't
yeah,
know. And
yeah,
the thing I think should mostly be regulated is when the camera sees a kid's face looking at it, like a baby's face, looking at those
mhm,
YouTube cartoons and stuff. It just shuts off, because I think
yeah,
probably until they're 5, 6, they shouldn't have access to it.
yeah. There's so many little like weird things baked into YouTube. Like they know kids are gonna look at it and they just like slide in this creep ass shit. Like
Yeah.
I was at I was at a family gathering
Hmm.
and my little nieces, they're like 6 and 7, wanted me to draw for them. And it was like, can you draw Amanda? And it's like one of their characters that they shows that they watch on YouTube. It's like, oh, this cute little thing. Yeah, I can draw Amanda. It's like, can you draw creepy Amanda? I'm like, what's creepy Amanda? He
Oh
showed
my.
me the creepy Amanda video, and I'm like, wait, your parents know you watching this. Like, this is some weird ass shit that a
Yeah.
kid shouldn't be watching. That somebody like snuck in under your character's umbrella, and it's like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of that on there, and
Yeah.
kids
It's
parents are just like handing their kids the iPad and walking away. It's like there's some weird ass shit that you need to see.
Yeah. I
And
saw some crazy things on TikTok, and there's no filter for I mean, there is filter for kids probably, but you know, people are getting way
it's
past it.
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's. I mean, I see people, letting their kids do it, and I'm sure they're completely oblivious to what's happening. They don't know. So
yeah, man.
it's scary. But yeah, it's the future. We're living the future right now.
Future, we living through it. You know, we're solving it in real time and not solving it. But
Yeah, it will solve
you
itself. That's how it's said. It's
want
happening.
to have a kid, Baka? You want to bring a kid into this world?
I mean, yeah, I'm thinking about it, but like last few days, I have so much work, like working, I think 12 hours a day, and
Yeah.
in the end, my girl was like, "Yo, did you do this?" I told her that I would do something, and I'm like, "My God, I forgot." And she's like, "Imagine we have a kid now." Like she would be
Right.
standing, on
Left
the
them
edge,
at the
on the edge of the window, and she would be like, "But yeah, I think I don't know, definitely yes, in some near future, but I'd have to change the you know the perspective and the way I handle work and everything, because I put a lot
Yeah.
of work at the moment in front of
Mhm.
me, and it's not good for anyone, especially not if there's a kid around and stuff. So
Yeah. It's things that you can do while you're kidless. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm good that I work from home, so she could be able to roam around, and I don't work like straight 12 hours. 12 hours. I said this as a Russian, like the stereotype Russian in the field. But you have to change some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? You thinking about it?
I have been thinking about it. I feel like for a long time I was like, nah. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm tripping. I do want a family. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I think
saying?
you'd be a good dad, definitely.
You know, I think I would too. All my friends are having kids, and I like
Yeah.
cute as hell. I'll be holding their babies. I'm having the, I'm having the, the favor that men get at a certain age. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I am ready to procreate.
yeah, yeah, man. Why not? Why not? It's so. How's like Minnesota for raising kids? You're Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great place to raise kids. It's getting weird now because like we have this
Hmm.
problem here, like crazy. It's everywhere. It's like
Yeah,
it's obvious.
we get it. Right. We saw some shows on Netflix right now in Serbia here, and we're like, how are they letting this happen, man? Like this is
Yeah, like I'll be going to work in the morning and somebody's like doing shit right in front of me.
like,
Like it's crazy. But aside from that, it's a beautiful place. Like I'd say there was a lot of things about Serbia, about Belgrade, for whatever
mhm.
reason that reminded me of my hometown. Um, and super family oriented, safe for the most part,
Yeah,
good education system. Yeah, this is like a family place.
yeah.
You know.
That's good. Yeah, what I notice here in Belgrade is that kids here are much more ruthless than in my hometown, because my hometown is smaller. I grew up there, and I see kids, the way they talk on the street, the way they behave, it's like a jungle. They're literally ripping
City
each other
kids.
apart, verbally and physically and whatever. While in my hometown, it's a lot more chill. It's easier, you always know where your kids are and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a different kind of thing. Yeah, man.
No, same,
I would definitely like an artistic kid. That's something,
same,
that
same. Like if I had a kid that was lame, I'd be so sad.
yeah.
Like he can't decide. He can't decide when to pop out. But
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
need
but
a creative.
yeah, I
But
mean,
all kids are creatives, I guess. This is just slowly taken out of them.
yeah, I told that to somebody, and like a few years back, I would like to have a kid that grows up to be artistic, and like, you want your kid to be poor? I'm like, no, man. Like, so, yeah, that takes me like, do you think these are the worst times, the best times, or like the mid times for artists?
I think these are the best times. Like one, it's interesting that people say like when you say you want your kid to be creative, you want them to be poor,
Yeah,
because it's like we have the highest ceiling.
yeah,
Like artists can make the most money out of everybody.
yeah,
Not your lawyers, not your doctors, not your. It's artists that can make the most money on the planet
yeah,
outside of like
and still
athletes.
have their freedom. Yeah,
Right. And everything that we do revolves around the creative economy. It's like whether you're watching film or consuming any form of media, what the shit that you read, the billboards you look at, like we're just architecture, like
yeah,
landscape and all of everything is art that we're surrounded by. Um, so I feel like, especially because things are getting easier, like that's the plus side to things moving as quickly as they are, is like just access. Like you can record very high quality shit in your room that you used to need a whole production studio for.
exactly.
So I feel like we're in the middle of some form of artistic renaissance. I would think so.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so too. It's like at the moment and for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, you're not contained to just your city or, the region
hmm
that you live in for jobs. And you can get a job literally on the other part of the world, but
yeah,
it won't, change anything because,
hmm
you can put your art everywhere. There's a lot of pros, and the cons are literally somebody stealing your art and printing it. It's just,
hmm
it's
yeah,
solvable. If you want to solve
yeah,
it, you can solve it. But yeah, I think these are the best times for it.
and because we're consuming content at such a high level, there's just such a big need for
Exactly.
additional content, and I think in regards to artists having autonomy and having a chance to like really create a original IP, I think there's more space for that than ever before. Like there used to
Yeah.
be all these gatekeepers in regards to getting your book or your film or your animation or your that are not in front of eyes. And now it's like direct to consumer. If you can build up a following, you
Exactly.
can sustain yourself.
you can do whatever. Yeah, I see a lot of artists really, doing doing what I would love to be doing, the way that they're handling things and everything.
Same,
But
bro.
a lot of them are actually, 40 plus, so maybe I'm hoping that maybe you just figure it out at some point in that gap that I
Hmm.
have between me and them. But yeah, you have to respect yourself. That's something that I definitely don't do when it comes,
Hmm.
I always put client way before my needs. So
Same.
that costs, a lot of time and nerves and everything.
I was talking to an older artist the other day. He was talking about this, balancing act that we have to do with client work and personal work. And he said eventually, inevitably, in your artistic career, your personal work, when you put time towards your personal work, that starts to tip the scales, and then people start asking for that. So you're just essentially getting paid to do what you're going to do anyway.
Yeah,
And um, he said it does take a while. It's like it
yeah,
takes a while to get to that point. So I think you're right. I feel myself moving in that direction, and I'm 40 in 4 years. All of a sudden, it hurts. It hurts. But I can see that trajectory. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of growing up and maturing to do when you're working in this industry. We always, I mean, everything that I always wanted to do, it got way better when I reached it. Like it spread around much more and everything. So, we always put ourselves and think of ourselves as not as good as we really are.
Hmm.
But I can see, I met a lot of people that have that problem and way never got past. I have some
Hmm.
really good friends that are, traditional artists like painters with, diplomas, and they're really, really good, but they just cannot, present themselves to the world, and they're doing all kinds of different stuff, and they put their art aside. They pretty much never do it
Hmm.
anymore, and it's sad, but
Yeah.
it's the circumstances. The previous generation, like maybe up to 1980s, like the guys before that, they didn't, catch up, especially here in Serbia, even maybe
Hmm.
a little bit older guys, but I can see out there the threshold is a little bit, higher, if I can say that. So
Yeah. No.
yeah, man, it's a tricky thing. I always like to see people that are, overachieving, if you can say that, especially
Yeah.
today. But
It's
yeah,
inspiring.
it's connected. Like you do music, you do photography, you do everything, and everything is connected. Everything is everybody is using some sorts of art in one way or the other. So
Hmm.
it gives you a lot of options to choose from.
Yeah. I feel like that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out with my personal stuff is like what is the umbrella that ties everything together. Like I feel like all the best artists who have like really gotten to that next level have an umbrella. They have like a glue that's holding their craft together.
Mhm.
And um, I feel like that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Yeah,
What is my contribution as an artist? What am I actually trying to say?
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I get lost in it sometimes, and maybe I'm just like how can you say it, like the scribe of times that are happening, because I'm mostly doing, uh, celebrity related art like music or sports and stuff, which is not
Mhm.
high art, but people seem to enjoy it, and maybe that's the purpose that I
No,
have.
your finger on the pulse is strong. It's always been difficult for me to do. Would you call yourself a pop artist?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's always been hard for me to do that.
Did you
You
watch
know,
the Andy Warhol documentary?
I didn't, but I've been meaning to.
Yeah, it's good. And honestly, since I watched it, I had, a better time, accepting what I do, and everything. Because I'm not saying that I'm ahead of my time, but, he started doing that pop art stuff. I mean, the father of pop art. and yeah, it's just about expressing yourself
Mhm.
and doing
Mhm.
things that make you feel good. We don't have the obligation to anybody else except us. So if you
Yeah.
feel good, then you're on a good path, definitely.
Yeah. You know, and the people love it. You know.
Yeah, they will, they will. But it's healthy. Like art is the healthiest way of coping with things.
No, thanks. It helps you process this thing that we're experiencing. You
Yeah,
know.
that's the way we express ourselves on like the deepest level of who we really are. Because oh my God, I'm being poetic or something. No, but I mean we all have our own, handwriting and the way we think of things and the way we imagine things, and we
Mhm.
should always try to express ourselves the way we think. We shouldn't try to
Mhm.
copy anybody else or whatever, because
Exactly.
that way we lose ourselves. We're never happy. You know.
Yeah, that's our, your unique contribution in POV. That's the thing. Like when I do all this client work and stuff, it never really feels like art. It feels,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
it's
job.
like, yeah, it's like it's not really art.
I mean, it's easier
It's
than
art.
if we were, fixing cars or changing tires or whatever, real work. I mean, not saying that what we do is not real work, but some 9 to 5 or whatever, it would definitely be harder than actually drawing something. But
Yeah.
yeah, when it's client work, it's harder. So do you have some clients that are like making you want to, take a gun and like, I'm gonna go
Most
pray.
of most of them,
Me too.
that's it. That's the tea about fucking working for yourself. It's like
Yeah.
folks being like, you're your boss. It's like, no, I just chose to have 12 bosses.
Yeah.
Your clients are your boss.
Exactly. There's
And
a
all of
meme.
them are different.
Yeah, there's a meme here in Serbia, some like old lady on a wedding, and people are going crazy. And she's like, "Oh my God, if I just had a gun right now." So that's me. Like when they start changing things after I send them 15 works in progress, and they're like, "Yo, can we change this now?" Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like, did you not see the sketch that already had this part in it? I
Yeah,
told you that once I render it,
they
there's no
think it's
change.
so easy. They think it's so easy. Like,
Yeah. It's like, that's not how this works, bro.
yeah, but
Just,
I always hated that part of the job, if I can say that, where you have to be strict on how many edits they have and stuff like that.
hmm
Because let's
hmm
not do that. Like, I'm gonna make you something that you are not gonna wanna edit.
Right,
But
right.
they always do, and you
They
know,
always want to edit, bro.
yeah. So especially when it's been a while after they did a previous job with me, and I tell them the prices are a little bit up right now. Why? I'm like, why? Like, look around.
Look around.
Plus, I
You
know
know?
you're gonna, you're gonna take all that money that you paid me, and you're gonna harass me for much, much more than that. But
Exactly,
I'm not gonna
exactly.
tell you that because I'm a decent person.
You're gonna use every penny that you pay.
Exactly. If they ever get to watch our conversation, they're gonna be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna work with this. Ah, it's over."
But, mm-mm.
Yeah, man, it's
Super
crazy.
proud of
And yeah, bro,
it.
the conversation been flowing nice. I like this, and I don't know if how much time has passed. We started like an hour ago, I think, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if there's gonna be a lot more people listening to it right now, but I'm really enjoying it, man.
Yeah, no, same. I miss talking to you, Baka.
Yeah,
You
same.
know?
So yeah, well, do you like doing traditional or digital art better?
Um, I've been doing digital art for so long that I feel like my spirit wants me to do more traditional art. Like
Hmm.
doing that painting I did recently, I was like, this feels different. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like the way it feels is what's been missing from my art.
Hmm.
But I do like the ease and the shortcuts and everything that comes with digital art. Like
Yeah.
the you can really get something that is very satisfying to look at, very not necessarily quickly, but like you know, even just like being able to just feel your plats instantly. You know,
Exactly.
it's like
Especially like I'm always thinking about it. I want to do traditional art more, and I'm thinking about doing like smoke or fog or whatever. I'm like, how would I do this? Doing like traditional art. Like I know how I would do it,
it's
but
a
it would take so
technique.
much more time. Yeah. But
Yeah,
as you said, like the price of it in the end, like the actual reward you get is probably a lot higher. So
yeah, yeah. And just I feel like traditional art feels more involved, whereas when I'm on this tablet, it's just you know,
yeah,
like with the painting, it's like it's you can
yeah,
stand. I guess I can stand with this, but
yeah,
it's just it's a more involved process that doesn't feel as I'm sitting at a desk all day.
yeah. My problem is that I like to finish things quickly. I'm very impatient. So, for example, I started painting the wall in my room in my hometown a few years back, and I did everything by hand, like the sketches and
Hmm.
everything, and I just needed to start painting, and I never did, and it got painted over after some time,
Hmm.
and that's why I'm scared because I don't give myself the time. I never
Yeah.
do.
We don't have the time. Like it's like traditional art is just slow.
Yeah,
Like it's a slow thing. And it's like all of our days are so like it's filled the fuck up.
yeah.
Like
I
calendars are full.
exactly,
About
and
4 hours to do this to barely get done with the painting.
exactly. But my problem is like we were saying like some bad things about clients, but me, if I work with somebody and I do a cover or whatever for them and it came out dope, or even with this rap caviar stuff, I was harassing this girl so much. When is it gonna drop? When is it gonna drop? Because I did it like 2 months ago. Come on, let's do it. So I guess I'm not easy to work with either when it takes too long.
No.
So yeah, I like to finish things because when something drags on for too long, I lose interest in it, and
Hmm.
it's a different kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I remember reading a book about all these different artists and their lives in general, not just art, but how they were in life. And like there were so many of them that took the money from their patrons and start a thing with a deadline in 2 years, and 5 years after they find them drunk in some like bar, and I'm like, come on, bro, can you finish this for me?
Can you finish
Yeah.
this mausoleum?
Exactly. I think it's might be Rodin, like the French sculptor. Like he was dragging on with something for too long, and they said like, "Give us whatever," and he gave them whatever. But they said like, "This is Rodin. This is art that he did, so this must be great. Yeah, let's go with it."
Right, right.
So
They need to start putting respect on our names like that.
honestly, I feel like some clients do that, and I'm like, "Yo, this is not good. Like I did something, but wait, we can do it better." But they definitely respect me, so
Yeah.
I can be
Move,
satisfied
you can
with that.
push some weight around.
Yeah. Like
That's the goal.
yeah, everybody wants art nowadays, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing, definitely.
No, I
But
need to get a piece from you for my crib.
yeah, I have some dope stuff. If there's something that you already like, I can send you a print. If not, I mean, I did so many like like more shirt designs and simple stuff that are really dope, like for being hanged in the crib. I actually did recently like VHS tapes of
Mm-hmm.
like
Don't worry.
my old school mafia movies, and then next
Oh,
to it like a glass of whiskey and like a cigar and stuff.
that
And then I
sounds
did
dope.
yeah, and then I did the same thing but with VHS of old gangster movies, like I don't even know, like Above the Rim and
Like
all the
boys
stuff
in the
like that.
hood and shit.
Boys in the Hood,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So and then a 40 ounce around it, and like
Oh, that
some.
sounds
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. It's a cool look, for as a print for the crib. So I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna show it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
I'm moving into my first crib. This will be my first crib by myself.
oh, nice.
And I've only lived for like 6 months by myself in my entire adult life. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge definitely, but yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's been an
Freedom
adjustment.
freedom gives, its rewards definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be making some of the best art I've ever made having this space. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, I was thinking about it, and do you think like the struggle gives out the best art, or it doesn't matter?
I think, struggle and pressure does contribute to, the fire that good art needs. I feel like when there's too much comfort and I feel like you said, like I feel like there's just something that comfort does to humans that, you know,
Yeah, you become lazy.
it isn't always productive, man.
Yeah,
You feel
but
like you can get to it.
yeah, you don't feel
Yeah.
the pressure and the inspiration the same way. Yeah, I think is the case, but I think like it's not like before. Like people like to hear the story behind art. If you put two
Hmm.
paintings one next to each other and don't tell people which one is from which artist, they might like them 50-50. But if you tell them one guy like has a hard life, has an addiction and stuff like that, they're gonna be
Hmm.
like, we need his art. He might die soon. It's gonna be more expensive.
Right.
So I feel like
Right.
that's the cheat code, like the big art sellers or agents or whatever do. So yeah,
Yeah.
people definitely like the story behind the art, which is something it's hard for me to give out. So
That's why I purposely live hard. Feel me?
yeah.
Things going good. Let me blow this shit up. I need some angst. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. It's like, if you take, photos of yourself in Paris and in Mexico and Belgrade, people are gonna be like, he's balling. I'm not giving him any money for the art.
You know what
But if you're
I'm
like, hey, yo, we're struggling out here painting and stuff, they're like, yo,
saying?
let's go.
Painting on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You have to have all kinds of gimmicks today to. But it's okay.
No.
I mean, it's the times. You can give yourself into it. You don't have to. You choose the
Do you
way.
feel like there's a oversaturation of artists?
Um, I don't. I think people should definitely do art. Like I think everybody should do art, and
No. So,
but since everybody's not doing it, I think the more people do art, the more happy people we get. I mean, not happy, but not bad persons, probably.
yeah,
That's
you have something to funnel shit through. I feel like
exactly,
most people don't have an outlet. You feel me?
exactly, exactly. I think you talk more to yourself when you create, and this is not like something that I'm trying to put down everybody else, but I think creation, doing anything with your hands, it doesn't have to be art. It can be like you can be a carpenter or whatever. It gives you a kind of an outlet, as you said. So
Hmm.
I don't think there's an oversaturation, but it depends. When you're online, if you're in that part of internet, it may look like everybody's doing it, but in the end, I think it's still enough space for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's a billion motherfuckers on this planet. It's multiple.
Yeah.
I think there's enough for us to all carve out a splice.
So
You
do
really
you
don't even need that many fans to
no,
be to be fine.
exactly, exactly. You just have to put out some stuff that is um how you say it, just like something that has its value. For example, selling posters on Redbubble is cool to a certain extent, but if you print them yourself, sign them on a nice paper, people are
Hmm.
gonna, go there, to a certain length to get it to have a part of your, process. in their
Have you
house.
invested in a printer yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
It's crazy.
I have to do so many.
Same, bro. Like, I'm
This
such a
conversation,
bad businessman.
exactly. Yo, this conversation was supposed to be like an easy, relaxed thing, and now we're both stressing even more. Like, we're not doing enough.
Not doing enough.
Oh my
That's
God.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you get work from like USA mostly, or you just you have clients all around?
No, man. I don't even get to work like outside of my home state. All my
Oh yeah.
clients are from out of the city, bro.
Okay, you
All
definitely need to step your business up.
I know, man.
No, just kidding. I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's all good because, for example, I don't have clients here, or I have really a low number of people that work with me from Serbia. So it just depends on
That's much cooler.
I mean, sometimes yeah, people can be
Yeah,
difficult, and when they're here, they think they can you know overstep the boundaries and everything, which
feel
is
you.
you know even though I don't set boundaries, even if people are from, Antarctica, I'm,
Right.
I'm gonna be up at 6 a.m. Like, yeah, bro, it's gonna be done
I
today.
got you. Right.
Yeah, but working with people from all kinds of parts of the world is nice. I can't
Yeah.
lie. I would love if I could visit all of them. The ones that I have more
Got
contact
you.
with. Yeah,
Right. No, I feel you. I feel like once I transition to doing more of my own thing, I think that'll change.
yeah,
My, I think it'll start branching outside of Minnesota.
yeah.
But I'm in a very word of mouth as all my commissions are word of mouth slash this ecosystem center. So, um,
Mine too. Mine too. Like most of my clients come, word of mouth, because I think that's the way the humans work. Like they will trust
yeah,
more if their friend told me, "Oh, I have a dope artist," than just
yeah,
going online and
you know, he's been vouched for.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So you're planning to visit Europe, Serbia, anytime soon?
yeah, I think I'll be that way once the weather breaks. So around like spring.
Nice.
Yeah, because I ain't coming out there during the winter. So,
Yeah. Although our winters recently have been pretty mild. Like
nah, y'all should do be chill.
yeah.
A little dusting of snow, feel me? It's not negative 30 like where I'm from.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know what that is in Celsius, but
Yeah, I
it's
think I do. Yeah,
bad. It's bad.
yeah.
But no, I feel like it's time to, you know, retrace some steps and find some new steps. You know what I mean?
You ever thought of doing some clothing, like not just like t-shirt designs, but maybe like designing the
Hmm.
stuff?
No, definitely. One of my good friends is the coldest designer, and a handful of people that I work with have their own, like, uh, not just like like legit as like I designed this, had it made,
Hmm.
manufactured, and that's been really like speaking to me. So I think that's something that I start want to start cultivating this year. It's been stuff that I've like slowly been massaging for a long time, but it's like I think this is the year everything starts to
Yeah.
stop being an idea. You know.
Look at me, I'm
So,
putting the pressure on you again and on myself because
oh,
I'm
well,
I'm
you
way
too.
overdue for something like that. Yeah, I would love to do it, but I wouldn't just like to do, t-shirts, regular t-shirts with just prints of my art on it. I want to do something, you know, exactly
Elevated, right?
handmade. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, man. Yeah, but all in due time. Let's hope there's not a world war happening anytime soon, because
Yeah, Jesus.
yeah, man,
This shit's getting stupid.
we got some important things to do, guys. Chill,
We
chill out.
do. Your side of the planet is wild.
Yeah, I mean, not my side of the planet. Like the the whole area, I mean, is like the epicenter, you know.
It's tense, bro.
It's ready to blow. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
remind me.
Ain't that something like it's a common theme in y'all's history is just being in between other people's shit. It's like y'all's locations just between people fighting, you
Yeah,
know.
even now, like us Serbs, we like to divide ourselves. Like if there's two of us in a room, we gotta find something that we're gonna, fight about. But yeah, we always like to do, stuff to mess with other people around, and they're messing with us too. Like it's not that it's always our fault. Like a lot of
Hmm.
people like to think, but we're crazy here. Like
I know.
yeah, like Balkans is like
Y'all want the smoke, baby.
yeah. Yeah, it's it's a way of life.
Yeah, man. That's why I love y'all, honestly.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate it. Yeah,
Fuck
man, I
bro. They tough as shit.
yeah. I mean, I remember when you came here, like the first few days, you were like, and the weather was disgusting. Like that was like the
Mhm.
worst 3 days we had in last 30 years. But after that, when you met people and see how everybody's outgoing and chill, you stayed.
Nah, I went to I stayed there the longest for a reason. It's like, no, I vibe with the culture here.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know, why y'all
Yeah,
get
man.
into the league and slap us around? It's like these Serbs be getting into this NBA and slapping us around. Okay,
Yeah, you see what Jokic is doing, man. It's yeah,
slapping
it's
us around.
yeah, we're good at basketball. I'm gonna take that one. I appreciate it.
Mm,
Yeah, man. It's you know everything is connected. I mean, a lot of people that are playing today looked up to the NBA stars back then, and then they evolved their game, and it's there, man.
yeah.
So yeah, man. I don't know. Do you have anything else you would like to touch base on? Because this is not a professional interview. This is not like a professional podcast. We talk like
Uh,
friends here, like, and
hmm.
we can
As
be
you
open to
should.
whatever. Yeah,
Um, I don't got nothing top of mind. Top of mind, you know. We should talk more often, you know.
we should
We should.
definitely.
We ain't never collaborated. I don't know what that looked like, you
Uh,
know. But
I mean, we can
if
do
life
some.
opens up 12-hour a day, man,
Yeah,
let me know.
exactly. Yeah, we it will like this is just a period right now. So yeah, man, let's wrap up with like the simplest question and the most common question of all time. What would you say to your younger self? What advice would you give to your younger self and just younger artists in general?
Um, I spent a long time fighting the idea that I was an artist because I felt like the world told me that I couldn't be one.
Hmm.
But have known that I wanted to do exactly what I'm doing right now since I was like 7. I feel like kids know who they are and what they want to
Yeah,
do immediately. So if I had any advice for my younger self, is like, listen, like, don't think that this is just for play. Like this impulse that you have is something that you should lean into, and that's the advice that I have for kids in general. It's like if you feel compelled to create, you're a creator, and that's what you should do. And that's
yeah,
only what you should do forever.
exactly. Yeah, there's definitely a thing that all of the kids and upcoming artists should know. Is just keep creating. It will never be perfect. You know,
Never,
there's always
never.
going to be somebody that you think is better, but there's going to be some guys that, saying, "Yo, I think this guy's art is better actually." So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to go with you if that's what's
Mm-hmm.
important to you. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, I think that's a good advice.
And it takes patience. Like it takes a long time to find your voice, and I think
Exactly.
that's a lot of people tap out before they get there.
Yeah, it takes a lot of scratches and tearing up the paper, throwing it
Hmm.
away.
Hating it.
Exactly. But definitely put it out there. Like
Mhm.
always put it out there, and people are gonna appreciate seeing you evolve much more that way. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Okay, yeah, so this was a good conversation. You can stay on the call. for a few minutes after it. We're gonna, say bye to the people. Thank you for everybody that was listening all this time to the end. I hope there's a few of you, if not a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you guys in another episode in a few weeks.